As Keir Starmer goes over to Germany, it has to be recognised that Germany has its own significant challenges, particularly in relation to migration and national security. The recent terrorist attacks in Solingen, or Solingen, has brought these issues to international attention, sparking a fierce debate within Germany and wider. The incident in Solingen has intensified the pressure on Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who has been accused by opposition voices, particularly the Christian Democratic Union led by Friedrich Merz, of losing control over the nation's immigration policies. Remember, of course, Germany takes a large number of refugees, larger, incidentally, than Britain or France. And Friedrich Merz and other Conservative leaders are demanding that Scholz declares a national emergency to address what they see as a failure of the current migration framework. They argue that the EU's Dublin regulation, which mandates that asylum seekers apply for protection in the first EU country that they enter, is not being effectively enforced. Well, of course, the issue is that if you take the EU Dublin regulation seriously, then the overwhelming pressure is on the countries in the south of the Mediterranean, Spain, Italy, and particularly Greece. And that is unfair. These are the poorer countries. And the failure to sort out the Dublin regulation, like the failure to sort out the 1951 Refugee Convention, allows migrants, including potentially dangerous individuals like the Solingen attacker, to remain in Germany even when they should be deported under existing laws. Merz's proposal to declare a national emergency is rooted in the belief that Germany needs more control over its borders. He suggests that if European laws cannot be enforced effectively, Germany should be able to override them by turning back illegal migrants at its borders. And this stance is a direct challenge to the current government's approach and highlights the growing tension within Germany, resisting the balance between upholding EU regulations and ensuring national security. And this is one reason why I think it's so essential to go back to that 1951 Refugee Convention and to go back to the EU Dublin Protocol and to ask if these are actually doing the job, rather than to be engaged in some sort of knee-jerk national response, as as if one can hold back the problem simply by rhetoric. One can't. Britain has demonstrated that perfectly well. This is something that needs to be handled on an international basis. Chancellor Scholz has resisted the calls of Merz, of course, wisely, maintaining that Germany must adhere to the European Union law. But that law can change, and that law should change in line with changes in international agreements that we've all participated in. I think, we're now seeing that Germany would be ready for a review of the 1951 Refugee Convention. And Scholz has emphasized the right to seek asylum remains a fundamental principle that should not be compromised. He is right. And Scholz's position reflects his commitment to maintaining Germany's role within the EU framework, but it also exposes him to criticism from those who believe that more stringent measures are necessary to protect the country. And that is also a valid issue. The only way to deal with that is to deal with that international problem. Either one rejects the 1951 Refugee Convention or one improves it. And I think there's a growing call to improve it. And it's a shame that Britain isn't taking the leadership on this, because it could. The broad implications of this debate extend beyond Germany. As Keir Starmer, the leader of Britain's government, the leader of the Labour Party, visits Berlin for talks with Scholz, migration is likely to be a key topic in the discussion, and Starmer's visit underscores the interconnectedness of migration issues across Europe and the importance of international cooperation in addressing them. The discussions between Starmer and Scholz may also touch on the need for a new treaty between UK and Germany, aiming to rebuild relations post-Brexit and enhance joint efforts on issues like migration. In this context, Germany's internal struggles with migration and security have broader significance for the future of European cooperation. And the pressure on Scholz to take a tougher stance highlights the delicate balance between national sovereignty, European unity, and international cooperation. It also raises important questions about how European countries can effectively manage migration in a way that respects human rights while ensuring public safety. As Germany navigates these complex issues, the choices made by its leaders will have far-reaching consequences both within the country and across the continent. And the outcome of this debate will likely shape the future of Germany's migration policy and its role within the European Union. But this debate is only going to continue if we don't sort out the refugee treaty.